Sam, I know you've played kind of both right and left in the NFL. Are you comfortable going back and playing either spot? Is one spot feel better?
I'm comfortable with playing either or. I don't really have a preference, right or left. I think it feels the same to me. The only difference is just putting the right hand and left hand down when you're on the right side and the left side. But other than that, up to this point, I'll just play whatever coach wants me to play. So just ready to get to work.
Stephen Holder.
Hey, Sam. I imagine you are somewhat familiar with the Colts offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
What comes to mind when you think of of this line and the reputation they've developed, and how do you fit maybe, with their kind of persona and the way they play?
I mean, the Colts offensive line got a good rep. I mean, especially with Nelson and Kelly, those two holding up at the inside. But I'm just sorry, there's a call coming in. But I'm just ready just to get to work with those guys, learn from them, especially those two, Brady Smith as well. There's a lot of knowledge with the offensive line, and they're just completely dominant. So just love them, just ready to get to work with them ready.
They've been a really physical group. Does that kind of get you excited? Is that something?
Oh, yeah, they're real
really
physical, so I think I'll fit in really well with them. So it's going to be really, really fun.
JJ.
Hey, Sam, I'm sure you know Isaac from your time in LA. What can you tell us about the kind of player he is and the kind of person who is joining you here in Indianapolis?
I mean, Isaac, he's a great player. We came in together. He's a 7th round draft pick. I was a 6th round draft pick, 17 class. We had a little chip on our shoulder. I mean, with being 6th and 7th round, you weren't really expected to make any kind of roster, but being on the same team with each other for 4 years, we push each other every year. Every time we went up against each other, we always push each other. So we're getting a nice DN, Isaac Rochelle, with us. So I love that about our little audition. So
Jim Myala.
Hey, Sam. What is about the Colts? Obviously, I mean, you just talked about playing alongside some great players, but anything else about the Colts that made it an appealing landing spot for you in free agency?
Just their Colts, what they're known for, their franchise. Obviously, their franchise back in the day, but I mean, just they have a successful program, organization, their coaching staff, from the coaching staff up from the upstairs to, I mean, so it just made it easier for me just to pick a spot, and Indianapolis was just no question. So,
Joel Erickson.
What did they tell you about your role, or where you expect to play, how you factor into the starting lineup, that kind of thing?
They haven't told me anything like that yet, but I'm just coming in, just ready to compete at wherever I need to compete at, and just ready to go to work, win some games.